I hit backs from loaded this. I hit backs and loaded this. From backs and loaded this. From backs and lacks and loading this. From the backs and lacks and lacks and loading this. I'm backs and lacks and dacks and loading this. From the lacks and dacks and dacks and coded this. I see nothing backs, and then I see nothing but chags, and it's not even jags. I see the ways that we shagging, the ways that we brags, and the ways we couldn't even see, the ways we couldn't even be bragging. I'm looking at this own ways. I cannot say from the ways of procedure. We're looking for our own ways. We want to go in and out another door just to get out these other doors. We're looking for another fountain just for another ways, for the ways in the shore. I've been looking for another home. I've been looking for ways and homes and ways and homes. I see them ways and homes. I could not ways. Then they see giving me. They say from these own bees they be giving me from honeycombs. They be coming honeycombs. But these own honeycombs be sitting on these trees when we're looking for these outside for different worlds. And they be peddling these fucking flowers, these petals and metals and flowers and petals and tetals and flowers. I see nothing petals and petals and flowers. The way I know you've been talking, I know you to be part. God, be talking the way you've been part of its own flower. I say with the ways, even though I be changing the way we looking for ways, when I see nothing but changing from the fucking shower. You giving me 20 minutes just to give me a 20 minute, a 20 fucking minute, a 20. I see nothing but bunnies of minutes. I've been running for fucking minutes. I'm running. I see nothing but bunnies of minutes. I see. If it's just another heartbeat for another bunnies cannot see the ones when we take it for the heart attack. When we saw that money come for us, when we came for 20 minutes, would it be the same thing if it came back for a hawk for the next 19 minutes? If it got 1 minute for extra for another, even though it got the heart from another, game from the heart, another game tact, and then game from even though fucked another, game from the other fucks and gave no fucks for another, gave some sucks another, gave ideas and then we gave no fucks for another. I gave no ideas and I gave no ways to get another fuck for another. But I looked to my ways. I looked for my mind of days. I saw about my mind of days. I saw where my mind went for days. I saw the ways of mind of days. But I have to say, when I saw my own sad days, I saw the sad days from this own Saturdays and from the Saturdays and from the Saturday ratter days. I see from this own ratter. Oh, it's not a radicals. I see this own radicals, and from a radicals and from the radicals and from its own itself. Then you gave some from an own umbilical way, from an umbilical way, from its own umbilical cord, and from days you shave from the snips, from a straight to scissor, the straight to scissors, and see no, straight from a scissor, you gave nothing but a ways of misery. That's from its misery you gave from the ways when we gave from the spells from its own wizard, the witch grizzard. I see from the ways when we chopping it up and fucking cooking these gizzards from our own stuffing, erupting, erupt from the ways that we be erupting. Things and say nothing from these ways when we be bupping and uprupting, from rupting, from roughening, and then I feel roughing riding from the straight of roughing rider, from the ways of been roughing rider, from the ways we've been roughing riders, from the ways you've been roughing, even though you've been roughing fucking riders, from a straight of rough rider, from the DMX and BNX, you've been BNX, and even though you've been being from the own bees and that, from the own beat of bad dude, the Matt, no, you've been, I say, and then you look at me from this own bad guy. Oh, a bad dude. I've been just another bad dude. A rat too. The rat to fuse. From the ways you've been looking at me from this own ways you've been looking from the straight of ratitude. From a straight of attitude. From the ways you've been ratting and look at me. From a straight of Mickey Mouse when you're looking from trading cards. You're good at trading cards. You've been trading fucking cards. You've been rating cards. Couldn't even be rating cards. You couldn't even be grateful the ways you've been looking at your own cards. But you give me the ways when I'm looking at your mind of brighter days. You've been part of his own brighter days. Even though you've been writing for brighter days, even though you've been looking for nothing but brighter days. I even bite him, even though I'm biting your shit for days, biting for nights and shit. I ain't shit myself about bite to days. I said, even though I take a. That rhymed even to make that sense for days. Let me say, even though I take it from brighter days, you take it from, even though I say from not, even though I take from light. Days, from lighter days, from its own days, and when you came from its own fireworks that came that day, from the lighter days and brighter days, he's from its own rate and T, from its red voice, and then I see from its voice races teaser, from its own 100-pound, from the ways you stand up, brand ups, I see nothing ways of band ups, I see the ways of band ups, I see from the ways of bandage up, so I try to manage up, banding up, and then I say nothing ways I mean manning up, couldn't not be the person that I could not be if I could not say the ways to be from the ways of bees, from the ways of razor fees, and the razor fees. And even though you've been nothing but trading fees, bait to tease, and even though you've been baiting these from the ways you've been trying to bayonet me from when I got this own gunshot, from the ways you've been rolling up, and then you're rolling, even though you got this ways, and even though we couldn't get ways when I run shot. I've been running shots, running shots from the ways I've been running shots. I couldn't see the bunch of shots and bunch of stunts and shots, even though I grab and even though I nut in socks. Fuck that. I got this shit and I talk about the ways I've been talking about that. Rocking that, I've been rocking that, parking that, I've been ways and talking that, even though I never been talking that. Rocking that, you could have talking that, locking that, you've been locking that, and rocking that, and the ways you've been drawing that, the ways of my chalk line have been saying about my body and that, fuck that. I'd rather be a willing to foe, the willing foes. I've been willing to foes. You couldn't see the willing. I've been willing to fucking foes. Rocking the roads. I see nothing but ways, but the way you rocking the roads. The way you been talking to the codes. The way you been talking to me in the code. Fuck that. I be decoding about it straight in the cipher. I hope I've been right for it. I hope it ways you've been talking right for it. I hope back in the way to type for it. Even though I've been rounding around like a straight of fucking school door. Even though you never fucking roundabout for its own rotary of its own doors. Just to give me fucking rotation of your own tire. Fucking right. I am a fucking tired. I've been tired for fucking days, fucking racking days, for some pussy for day. Fuck that today. I got this shit today. I've been rocking this shit for days. Rocking and docking this shit for days. I've been trying to dock this shit for days. Rocking this shit for days. Rocking and docking this shit for days. Been rocking and docking this shit. Been talking shit for days. Rocking this shit for days. Fuck that. I'd rather shit in my bed and been talking this shit instead. Even though I've been rocking this shit for instead. You ain't been talking this shit for instead. I hope that girl never get my shit in bed. Even though I want to be fucking with the devil in bed. So what am I supposed to say? You're just telling me this shit for the very next day, the very 6 days, and even though you've been texting me for the very fucking 70 days, even though you've been laughing at me for days? What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to grab and say? To grab and say, to grab and say, even though you've been grabbing and saying, the ways you've been saying, the ways you've been brain, and the ways you've been trying to fucking tacking, and then you try to dissect the ways my own brain be fucking working, the ways you be working, the ways you be right ways, and then I'm in ways when you give me fucking Snapchats about how girls be twerking. You know I be working. I know I'm shy. Ways have been rising. Braiding the side. I've been changing the lies. I couldn't even change the way, even though I could fucking lie. I got my problems aside. So what? What you got to say about that? What you got to say or be about that? To be a reading about that doubt. And then I see nothing but ways you try to devout me, even though you know, and then you play these jokes about me and been rolled about me. I've been rolled about me. I've been trying to roll my problems like the straight fucking blunts about me. I already know this shit's gonna be the same days, and even though I see my saves, even though you give me the pain the same day, I know my shame today, I know my shame the grade, I see nothing to shame the gaze, even though you try to shame the gaze, the way to look at the shame the gaze, the shame the days, and then you look at my shame, and then you look at my ways, I'm gonna play, I play my own game. Of course I am doing this shit for Trey the Lydia, and then I Sidious. Then they see my ways, even though you see me giving out straight lightning like straight Sidious. I fuck with the code, I've been fucking on my way to the code. I don't even know where to go. I've been part of the desert, even though I've been giving my own fucking vibration. I don't even know where to go. So what do you want to know? The ways I fucking tic-tac and toad, big back and code, the way big backs and code, the way you be big backs and then they be bagging your fucking code just to give me a fucking little bit of its own fucking blue and ice, the way you've been blue and ice, the way you've been boozing ice, the way I've been boozing my fucking ice. What you been, I own ices, the dices, and been dicing this and nicing this, and been so nice in this, and dicing this, and been dicing rice in this. I can't even take it, no advice in this. You hold me back and then I cook rice in this. I've been trying to get my own bags and rice in this. I have my own fucking motherfuckers and then my own fucking friends been dying for this. I see the fucking light in their bodies. I don't even know you didn't even give me talk lines for this. But I had to wait for another rainy day. I'm just another spider today. Maybe that's why I love all my women wearing all these spiders today. I love them when they wear these tattoos of spiders today. But writer's days, and from the writer days, because I see nothing, but even though I see nothing, because I know I'm gonna die into the days, even though you're calling it yesterday. You've been calling it yesterday from the straight to atmosphere, and you've been talking about this shit for years. So what do you want me to do? You want me to share my problems with part of its own fears? By the ways and gears, and then they want to change the ways? I've been adding the shit for posting the pills and posting the ways for years. What do you want me to do? Want me to shed my tears? I don't even know what you want for clear, because you can't even get your shit for on clear and straight. The ways you've been acting for sober, the robots didn't even know I've been rolling it's open, didn't even know I've been rolling it's open again. I take nothing but, even though I see no ways of getting hope a little bit, just some ways of hope again. So what do you want? Is it just the way I be working, the way I be doing these ways? Oh, is it just the way I be twerking, huh? The ways you been lurking, the way you trying to be lurking, the way the Mercules and working these, the way working these, and then we thinking like I be thinking like I'm from Berkeley, like. So you want to say I be part of his own Bruce Lee, the way Bruce Lee's, and then the Bruce Lee's, and then the Deuce Lee's, and then the loosen me, and then even loosen me, even though you got me in this cage, and then you finally loose me. So what? I had to be this way, and then you hope back and root to me? I already know how Quentin Tarantino think about Blue Cedar from the ways, and he came about from a straight Kill Bill. He been playing this shit for real. What you trying to say? What you trying to say? What you been trying to say? To Brian the Days from the shade of Ryan the Days, even though you been looking at my shit for rides for days. But I have to give you another story the next day, right? Just another story the next day, or just another story next day, just another, even though I gave you another story for that very next day, the next day, even though I gave from the very next day. But today, I had to even tell you just to read it back, because you didn't read it back. You didn't even look that shit, you even look it back. You didn't even look it back over, because you were looking, even though you saw my screen back over. You didn't even see the screen back over. I gave you hitting, even though it fucking like that screen from its own fucking screen back door been flapping open. I've been showing you shit for days, but you didn't see shit for days. You've been looking at screens for days, looking at my own screenshot for days. You even look at the screenshots even though you saw them for days. So I gave you Matrix, he gave me the straight Kill Boy Kill, the red gold goys, and then I realized you couldn't see the ways, because I'm going to make your problem so gooey. Call it the slime, call it the grinds, and call it the ways like a Nickelodeon. I'll give you the slime. Hold back and rhyme, hold back and dime, hold back and slime. I'm gonna be so mean. I'm gonna make the old skinny motherfucker go back in the grind like a straight Hulk in there back in the grind. Like a straight crew crime. You gotta get a straight cold case. Whole base, and you couldn't even hold your own base because you didn't get no fucking ways of my own fucking green, out of my own fucking lemons and that water, and I call it no lemonade because I add no sugar because I realized we didn't get no sweet and low. Cause I ain't get no sweet and low, heating low, I've been heating low, beating those, I've been beating those, I've been feeting those, I've been writing those own words, I mean, even though I've been defeating those. No, you couldn't see my own feet in those, beating those, I've been part of reading those, you couldn't see the reading those, I've been reading those, I've been part of words, I've been breathing those, I've been eating those, I've been eating those, from this own seed toes. So you couldn't see my ways because I'm part of it own comatose. Lumatoes, you couldn't see my own ways when I'm skipping like a straight lobotomy, hold back and bottomies, and hold back and bottomies, you give me the own bare bottoms of these. Go. Slap it when I slap it like that. You better not tap it like that. You better not move way back. You better hold it way back. Let a finger go in that. You better not hold way back. Just let me know way back. And when we went way back, and way back, when we went way back, and you could have said when we went way back, just say nothing when we say that. But what do you want? What do you want when you come bats and bots and see nothing but ways and bots and see the ways and cocks and even though we ways and docks and even though you try to get me from ways and docks when you want to throw me in the fucking dark and I see the ways in the dark when you want to throw me in the back of the car and even though slapping the car but slapping the back in the car even though it's slapping the R's even though it's slapping everything and grabbing the R's. What do you want? My scars?